to Kush News, the newscast of the African diaspora. I'm your anchor, Ochanda, daily bringing you the top stories from Africa and the Caribbean. Let's take a look at today's news on Monday, May 20th, 2024. Let's go to the Democratic Republic of Congo, where more details emerge from yesterday's coup attempt. The Democratic Republic of Congo's military said it had killed the leader of an attempted coup, foiling a plot that involved 50 people, both foreign and Congolese. In a message broadcast on national television, the spokesperson for the army, General Sylvain Ikenge, said a coup attempt was halted in the early hours of Sunday morning. It involved 3 Americans and a British citizen. The coup operation attacked the presidency in Kinshasa, as well as a nearby home of the Minister of Economy, Vital Kamerhe. Ikenge said, adding that that the coup attempt was led by Christian Malanga, a naturalized American of Congolese, who was killed by security forces. Around 40 attackers were arrested. 4, including Malanga, were killed. 2 guards at the home of the Minister of Economy were also killed, though he and his family were unharmed. Ikenge said Malanga first attempted a coup back in 2017, and that one of the American citizens arrested this Sunday was Malanga's son. The group had reportedly planned to attack the home of Prime Minister Judith Suminwa and the residence of the Defense Minister Jean-Pierre Bemba, but they could not identify Suminwa's home. After the attack, the group went to the Palais de la Nation, brandishing flags of Zaire, the former name of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The U.S. ambassador to Kinshasa said that she was shocked by the events, while the African Union said it strongly condemned the attempted coup. President Félix Tshisekedi of Congo was reelected at the end of December for a second term. However, he has yet to make a formal form of central government 6 weeks after appointing the prime minister. Those in Congo, let us know your thoughts on yesterday's coup attempt. Let us know on if you were a follower of the new Zaire movement. Also, let us know on where do you think that this goes for the rest of 2024. Let's go to South Africa, where the court rules on a foreign president. South Africa's highest court has banned former President Jacob Zuma from running for parliament in next week's general election.
The section clearly says, convicted of an offense and sentenced to more than 12 months imprisonment without the option of a fine. Mr. Zuma was convicted in that this court found him guilty of the crime of contempt of court. This court concludes that Mr. Zuma was convicted of an offense and sentenced to more than 12 months imprisonment for the purposes of Section 47(1)(e) of the Constitution, and is accordingly not eligible to be a member of and not qualified to stand for election to the National Assembly until 5 years have elapsed since the completion of his sentence.
The Constitutional Court ruled that his 15-month prison sentence for contempt of court disqualifies him. Mr. Zuma was convicted back in 2021 for refusing to testify in an investigation of corruption during his presidency. He has been campaigning under the banner of the newly formed MK Party after falling out with the governing African National Congress. MK Secretary General said that the party was disappointed with the ruling, but it would not affect the party's campaign for the election on May 29th.
Still in charge of MK Party, still going to run this party. He will tell us what to do. We are not disappointed all about this outcome. Jacob Zuma is still in 100% control of this party. Jacob Zuma is still going to tell us as leaders of MK Party who must do what, where, and how. And going forward, it's him who's having handles in the MK Party. So you will get direction from Jacob Zuma as the party leader of MK. Nothing that is damning on this. We are happy, and then Jacob Zuma is still the head in the ballot paper. People of South Africa must still be confident that Jacob Zuma is still going to give them the direction of what to do from here on.
His campaign for the election on May 29th. South Africans vote for political parties, with the candidates at the top of their list getting seats in parliament. The Electoral Commission said that Mr. Zuma's name would now be removed from his party's list of parliamentary candidates, but his image would remain on ballot papers alongside his party's logo. In court, Jacob Zuma's lawyers had argued that because he was released after 3 months of being in prison, the rest of his sentence was canceled. The court disagreed, though, saying that the length of time he actually spent in prison was irrelevant. South Africa's constitution barred anyone sentenced to 12 months in prison without the option of a fine from serving in parliament. South Africans will be voting for the national parliament and 9 provincial legislators. The president is elected by the new parliament, while each legislator elects a new provincial leader. Those in South Africa, let us know on your thoughts on the ruling of Jacob Zuma. Do you feel that it was just, or do you feel that it was out of line? Well, let's go to Kenya, where deployment to Haiti is still a go. The Kenyan government has confirmed plans to deploy police officers to Haiti, despite a petition filed in court against the move. Foreign Affairs Principal Secretary Dr. Korir said on Sunday that Kenya was finalizing the deployment plans for the officers to depart.
As you know, the United Nations Security Council voted to establish the multinational security support mission to Haiti in November of last year. That resolution of the UN Security Council, it's called Resolution 2699, furthermore mandated Kenya to lead that mission. In the weeks or in the months that have followed, Kenya has been in preparatory mode, preparing for this mission. Of course, there has been significant changes on the ground, noteworthy amongst which was the termination of term of the former Prime Minister Ariel Henry of Haiti. But subsequent to his exit of power, there has now been inaugurated a presidential council and a national security institution and several other institutions that have been put in place pursuant to an accord that was arrived at a few months ago. In view of that, and in view of the decision of the courts in our republic, essentially guiding how Kenya should be able to carry out this deployment, a bilateral reciprocal agreement was entered into between Kenya and Haiti, which facilitates Kenya to be able to deploy. And we are in the process, or government is in the process of finalizing preparation to deploy. I can tell you for sure that that deployment will happen in the next few days, few weeks.
He denied reports that the Kenyan leader will visit Haiti during his U.S. state visit, in which he arrived in Atlanta today. The Law Society of Kenya has declared the planned deployment of police officers to Haiti unlawful, days after the move was challenged in court. Reports indicate that the deployment of the first batch of Kenyan police to the Caribbean nation would and could coincide with President Ruto's visit to the United States, where he is expected to meet with President Joe Biden on May 23rd. Haiti has long suffered from political instability and natural disasters. The UN-backed multinational force to be led by Kenya has been tasked with helping its police rein in with anti-government rebels. A Haitian official told international news agencies in early May that a first contingent of 200 Kenyan police officers was expected to be in the country by May 23rd, although the Kenyan government has not publicly commented on the date. Kenya pledged last July to deploy up to 1,000 personnel to Haiti, an offer welcomed by the United States and other nations. In January, Kenya's High Court ruled that the National Security Council that authorized the deployment only had the authority to send military abroad and not police officers. In March, Kenya announced that it was going ahead with its deployment, but putting a hold until a transitional council was installed in Haiti. This decision came after Ariel Henry, former prime minister, resignation, as the crisis grew more and more violent in Haiti. The council was sworn in late last month and is due to lead the country until new elections happen. Aside from Kenya, other countries willing to join the mission will include Benin, the Bahamas, Barbados, Chad, and Bangladesh. The situation in Haiti, a country of 11 million people, began deteriorating in the late February as rebels went on a rampage aimed at toppling former Prime Minister Ariel Henry. The United Nations report that some 360,000 Haitians are internally displaced, with violence forcing 95,000 people to flee the capital and push 5 million people into acute hunger. Those in Kenya, let us know your thoughts on Kenyan police and the Kenyan government ready to go and a plan set forth here in the next coming days or weeks. Let's go to the Caribbean and end it there. We go to Haiti, where the main airport reopens. Haiti's main international airport reopened Monday for the first time in nearly 3 months. This comes after relentless fighting between authorities and anti-government rebels forced officials to close it in early March. The reopening of the Toussaint-Louverture airport in the capital of Port-au-Prince is expected to help ease a critical shortage of medications and other basic supplies. However, only Sunrise Airways, a local carrier, is flying in and out of Port-au-Prince for now. Foreign airlines are not expected to start doing so until late May or early June. Before Monday's reopening, the airport operating only in Haiti was the one located in the north coastal city of Cap Haitian. However, it was out of reach to many seeking to flee the country, since the roads leading from the capital to Cap Haitian are controlled by rebels that have opened fire on cars and buses passing through. Attacks began on February 29th when gunmen seized control of police stations, opening fire on the airport and storming Haiti's two biggest prisons, freeing more than 4,000 inmates. According to the United Nations, more than 2,500 people have been killed or injured in Haiti from January to March of this year, a 50% increase compared to the same period of last year. In March, Kenya and Haiti signed an agreement to try to salvage a plan for the African country to deploy 1,000 police officers. Those in Haiti, let us know your thoughts on the airport reopening. Let us know on if you know anybody that is in dire need of medical care. When we come back, we'll have today's African proverb of the day. Don't go anywhere.
New release of the Spring Summer Collection. Visit www.mckadero.com.
Don't send money back home. So there's a few things why. Number one, get the voices out of your head. Usually when you're sending money back home, it's because your mom's voice.
Precious! Precious! Get down here, bitch!
Your dad's voice.
Wait a minute, man. What's all this about grandkids, man? You've been using the rubbers I gave you, ain't you?
Your uncle with the wooden leg. Your aunt with the glass eye.
Should we have a chat now?
Amika, welcome to this morning.
Welcome to this morning. I'm thrilled to be here and I can't wait for the fun to begin.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at today's African proverb of the day, and it comes to us from the Osha people. Let me know if I got that right. Please type in the comments below. And it reads, one fly does not provide for another. Once again, one fly does not provide for another. Osha proverb. What this proverb is talking about is, gentlemen, most of us think for ourselves, and there's not necessarily anything wrong with that, because they say whenever you fly on a plane, after the flight attendant has gotten everybody in their seats, they will always state that in case of an emergency, before you put on or help put on anybody else's masks, you have to put on your own mask. And you should use that principle for everyday life. A lot of us, especially in, we did a recent episode as Kush Convo's podcast on the lovely ladies of Sosa, and we talked about the black tax. And for those that want to know more about it, please click on the link that is either this way or that way. But basically talking about how most of us are not financially stable enough to be sending money to our respective African or Caribbean nations, but we do so because of pressures. Pressure. My dad and mom is pressuring me. Fix yourself first and then make a decision on your own. Get those voices out of your head. Let me know your interpretation of today's African proverb of the day, as well as your thoughts, views, questions, comments, and concerns on the top stories. Don't forget to hit that like button. Make it your best friend. For Kush News on Kush Convos TV, I'm Ochanda. We'll see you soon.